Hello, everyone. Thanks for listening to Wake Up, Look Up, a podcast where we connect events happening in real time to the gospel of Jesus Christ. I'm Zach Weihrauch. And in today's episode, we're asking the question, should the doctor be in? This is prompted by an article I read in the Wall Street Journal recently about a growing divide among doctors, those in the medical profession, over what work-life balance should look like. On one side, older doctors who were trained to see medicine as a calling, as a service to those that are hurting, saying you should be on call all the time as a doctor. And the average doctor in America works 59 hours a week, and that's not counting hours that they're on call. And older doctors say that's just the way it goes, because after all, we pledged our lives to helping hurting people, and when hurting people need help, that's when you work. But a younger generation of doctors is saying, wait a second, medicine is becoming increasingly corporate. We're just employees of a corporation. And so it's nice to call medicine a calling unless what you mean by that is the corporations who we work for can abuse us on work-life balance. Younger doctors are saying we want to be good doctors, but we also want to be good fathers and mothers, productive citizens. We want to have social lives. What about our own balance? And all of that to say that it got me thinking about generational divides and intergenerational community, because the article was about the medical profession, but the reality is this kind of intergenerational divide exists probably in every industry, and certainly in my field of work in the local church, where perpetually it seems like one generation is viewing cynically the generation after it or the generation before it. So how should we think about this biblically? I think there are probably three answers. The first is to say that this intergenerational divide is inevitable. I mean, the reality is that no generation is perfect. So whether you're coming after a generation or you came before it, you are going to see, rightfully so, with a critical eye, that the generation that is not yours isn't right about everything. You're going to see that maybe they worked too much and weren't home enough. You're going to see that maybe they're overvaluing their own lives against those that they're serving. That's because nobody's perfect. And if you're looking to be critical, you're going to find reasons to do it. There's always going to be a tendency to think the generation before you or after you is wrong about more things than they're right. But the second thing is that this disagreement actually can lead to some really great places. If in the church, for example, what we're saying is that the generation before us got some things wrong about what it means to make disciples and to reach lost people, wouldn't we want to know that? If the generation behind us is getting some things wrong about taking a stand against culture and representing the Bible no matter the cost, shouldn't they want to hear that? See, the richness of intergenerational community is that you exist outside the echo chamber of your own generation. The absolute worst thing you can do is get in a room full of people who are just like you and think you're going to ever uncover the blind spots that you and we have together. In the church, intergenerational perspectives actually ensure that we're better at making disciples and reaching people than we would have been if we just did it one generation's way. And that leads to the third thing, is that what should really matter to us in the church is that we're hearing the voice of Jesus. Every generation gets Jesus right in some ways and wrong in the others. But if we're doing community well, we should increasingly, generation after generation, be getting a little closer to the heart and character of Jesus. This is what the Bible means in Titus 2 or in 1 Timothy, where it talks about intergenerational community. Older men and younger men learning from each other. Older women and younger women pushing and challenging and encouraging one another. We can all learn from each other in the different ways we understand what following Jesus looks like, so that increasingly our churches become better at the work that Jesus has called us to do. By the way, this is also a way we can stand out to the larger culture, because what I didn't find in the Wall Street Journal article was an older doctor and younger doctor who actually saw the value of each other. But in the church, we should be a place where one generation sees and celebrates the value of another to the glory of Jesus and to the watching eye of the greater world. Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. While you're here, we'd love to ask you to hit subscribe or to like so you get future content. If you listen to the audio version too, make sure you leave a review and a comment. That really helps. Consider sharing it on social media and helping us get the word out. And hey, while you're here, check out all the other content that Christ Community Chapel is putting out, including the videos that are around me right now.